Hi everybody, welcome to Turner Time. I'm Jay Walker, joined by Warren County Pioneer head football coach Matt Turner. Coach, we seem to have a hard luck team so far, but we go to Cookeville 49-7. Again, our youngsters learning on the job. Looked like it's going to be a game. We tied it up there in the first quarter, and bad things started to happen, and they kind of ran away with it.
Yeah, it was just another night of just, obviously we got young guys and we're fighting a lot of adversity and trying to teach these young men how to just keep grinding, get the opening kickoff and we actually do a motion play to get them to jump off sides. And they jumped, but we did too. We had some miscommunication right there, so we kind of had to reset. And they was just between Brady and the backfield. He turns and Cox he's going as hard as he can to go kick that end out and gets in the path of the ball and knocks it on the ground. And obviously so put the ball on the ground. Cookeville gets it, and and I hate it for Coach Bond because we keep putting him in such a bad spot as far as defending. And of course Cookeville was able to push it in there, and score. But then we come out and we kind of go to a tubby set that we've had in the past that Coach Harris has kind of tweaked as his own. And, of course we got to see the speed of Adrian Harris. He busted right down through there, we're right there in the ball game. And then of course, I think then they go down and score again, and we get the ball. And during that defensive series, Braden Knight rose his ankle pretty bad, and it happened so quick that we go to punt, and we only have 10 guys on the field, and one of them is because it was Braden Knight, and it was just the way the timing happened. The trainers hadn't got to me and said, "Hey, he's out. He's and before we got, and obviously got a block punt. And then of course you just saw momentum swing their way, and with a young squad that's still searching for a true leader, that's hard to overcome.
They had a veteran quarterback Owen, and he had a long 41-yard run to fake me out.
Yeah, and of course. He's not just a solid quarterback. He's the younger brother of another great quarterback that they had that's actually playing up at Brown, in Stockton, that was just hard-nosed and could run and gritty, and then, of course, and just a mature kid there that, that's hard to defend.
So a tough night for Warren County on the road at Cookeville, 49-7, but let's talk a little bit about another Cookeville game, the JV game.
Yeah, and we made that decision last week. It was very unfortunate. We were supposed to play Gallatin last Monday because I like this new region because we have established, back when we was in the Rutherford County region, Rutherford County created their own little freshman thing and kind of kicked us out, kind of kicked Coffee County and Warren County. And so it struggles for us to get JV and freshman games. Got into the new region in Wilson County. And they wanted to say, hey, since we're playing varsity games together, let's go ahead and establish this as a freshman and JV schedule. And so we did that. And however, last week's against Gallatin got canceled, but we was going to play our sophomores and under in the JV game. And of course, we've got one or two first-year juniors, true junior varsity players. In that, so they get that experience because we get to play 6 quarters a week, and the JV game is a 2-quarter game. So we told the kids that last week, and of course, when you really start pulling out our sophomores, you see how young we really are. On our offense, we have 7 on our starting offense, and that's tough. It's twofold. It's good for the future, but it's tough right now. Of course, because I told Coach Hennigan from Cookeville, I said, hey, you're going to see a lot of the same kids that you saw Friday night. Our entire backfield, Swallows and Harris and Robledo, And then our offensive line, Junior and Xavier, and Tony Mathis, that's just the offense. But they got an opportunity to play the junior varsity of Cookeville and won in a dominant fashion. And of course, I'm sure Cookeville could have probably pulled some players that they play on Friday night and made it more competitive. But it was just a great opportunity for our guys to get to play against their peers, get to play against people their age, their maturity level, their strength. Because you've been around this sport longer than most, and you realize there's a huge difference between a 14, 15-year-old kid and a 17, 18-year-old kid, and unfortunately right now on Friday nights, 75 to 80% of our team is the younger of the latter,
Are the players buying into the fact that things are going to get better as they get more experience?
Yeah, I do. And of course that's twofold. It's tough because I hate it because we've only got about 9 seniors. And I love those kids with all my heart. Very unfortunate with Alex being the ringleader, being the admiral. He breaks his shoulder or cracks his collarbone and kind of can't go. And then you got the other core seniors that are they're busting their tail and they're playing as hard as they can. But they know they're surrounded with some young guys. So it's a good thing I've been challenging them to continue to lead and show these young guys how to work hard and give us effort. But then at the same time, I don't want the younger guys to be like, well, we'll be better when I'm a senior. Because I feel like that is that developmental gap that we've got to overcome in Warren County. We got young guys that's got a lot of potential, and they're like, well, we'll be better when let's do it now, So bust your tail for those seniors. Seniors, you lead and give us effort, and we'll just see how it shakes out on Friday night. And we're still just that one play away, hanging on to the football, or just that one thing that's just keeping us from being very successful, and it's frustrating. And I know the fans are frustrated, and the players and the coaches, but I can tell you up front, and you've been to the practices, these kids are busting their tail and trying to overcome a lot of things. And they're trying to overcome things that is out of their control. During COVID, which was these kids was seniors and juniors, they wasn't playing, because we was just doing varsity only. Nobody was playing freshman and JV, and we wasn't even, if you wasn't on the varsity roster, you was in another locker room just because of the contact tracing and all of that stuff. So we're trying to overcome that. And a lot of these kids didn't get to play the youth football that we've got established now, and so there's just that, like I said, that developmental gap that I feel like we've got a lot of correction, but it's going to take time to pay off, but but I think that they're buying into it, and I believe this younger guys are busting their tails for the older guys, and the older guys are doing everything within their power to be successful.
From a coaching standpoint, at what point do you decide not to give them a butt chewing, and on the other hand, instead give them some encouragement? That's kind of a hard thing.
It is, and of course I've always been a big believer of there's more ways to win than on that scoreboard. Of course my most important thing is I know I'm going to be judged by my win-loss record, and that's fine. But I am more evaluate these kids by the effort that they give and how they hold themselves and how they hold their emotions and just how they represent themselves in our community, and you and the principals and the admin and their teachers and their families. And these kids are busting their tail, but I will get in their tail. I will break my foot off their back hind parts when I sense the notion of defeat. or quit or lack of effort. And I know that, your average Joe Bro down here in the stands, QB1 armchair quarterback guy may think, well, these kids ain't giving effort. They're giving effort. It's unfortunate for them that they are the toughest kids in that high school that has chose to come out. And that's the aspect of getting over, like I said, the COVID and the lack of youth football that we've got established now. And hopefully we're through with any kind of pandemic. So these kids will continue to want to play football and be successful. But yeah, of course I love them and these kids, I remember my dad when I'd get in trouble, sometimes I'd get a switch on my backside, but sometimes he would say, son, you disappointed me. And there's times that these kids, they're young teenage boys, they might make a mistake because of lack of effort. And I don't even have to chew them. I can see it in their eyes, and they can see it in my eyes that they've let me down or whatnot. And I guarantee you they are busting their tail the next play and the next play and the next play, but they're just young men that are trying to do so much that's out of their control, and I don't know, it breaks my heart sometimes that they don't get the success that they deserve.
Yeah, if you don't push them, you let them down.
Yeah, and of course that's, and that's what I tell them, this is, that's why I love football, the game of football. They always say football is the game of life, because you get knocked down, you have highs, you have lows, and that's where these young men are developing, because these young men that's on the field right now, they're going to be doctors and lawyers and military leaders and community leaders, and the things that they're learning and the overcoming and learning how to deal with on that football field right now is going to build some strong, tough leaders.
Well, Coach, got another road game coming up.
Yeah, got a couple of them down the road.
Yeah, a place we've never been before, Green Hill.
Green Hill, yep, new school, Sumner County, or is it Wilson?
I think it's Wilson.
Okay, still in Wilson, but up there, almost out of there, past Mount Juliet. But beautiful campus, the latest, greatest, nice turf. I mean, kids are excited, or I would be. I would think they're excited to get to play on turf, and of course they're having a successful year. It's a game that we have a few things go our way, and we play competitive and play low and play clean fundamental football. I believe we can put ourselves in a position to see where we're at in the fourth quarter. See if we can't pull a win out of there.
Yeah, they suffered their first loss to Gallatin.
Yeah, and which doesn't surprise me, because I've got to see Gallatin up close and personal. Gallatin is a very athletic, team, but yeah, they've had a heck of a year, and they was pretty positive. Had a heck of a year last year, but so I'm excited, and I think the kids are excited as well.
All right, the game starts at 7:00 Friday night at Green Hill up in Wilson County.
And I'm sure it may be streamed on there. I don't know if it'll be as high quality as our
I don't know.
WCTV here or whatever. They're big guys.
That would be hard to beat, wouldn't it?
Yeah, people don't realize how, and that's what I just, we've got something special here, and with the youth football and all the facilities and Nunley Stadium and we're right there, and I feel like just hang in there. And we're going to keep chopping wood, and it's going to happen, and just get behind these kids. And then I think, we got Tullahoma and fall break, and then we get back here. And I'm sure that next home game will be rocking because of senior night and homecoming all in one, and try to finish this season out strong.
Absolutely. 7:00 Friday night at Green Hill. Coach, thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
And we'll see you Friday night.
All right, go Pioneers.
For Coach Matt Turner, I'm Jay Walker. We'll see you next time on Turner Time.